they saw. And they were writing from the eyes of the foreigners. So you see that their judgment is not biased, because they were where Stanley was surprised by, because he had gone through the Congo forest where there is no production, by a gradual rise from Amranda. Amranda is a misspelling, it must be Rwamranda or something like that. Southward, we escape after a few miles out of the unlovely plains to older land producing a better quality of timber. Before we were 100 feet above the lake, a visible improvement has taken place. The acacia had disappeared, and the miombo, a tree whose bark is useful for native cloth, could see that from the Congo forest up to Mwanza, for him he thought there was speaking one dialect, because the interpreters they were using were Wahuma language, because the people are the same. Because if you can understand somebody's way of speaking, then he's part of you. You are one people. But because of the greed of some of the operators, including the chiefs, that's how they were dividing people, and that's where the weakness was. And up to now, that's still the weakness. If you divide yourselves, I'm weak. But otherwise, if you don't divide ourselves, we are very, very strong. There's nothing that we cannot do. When these people came here, the first time, two things. First of all, more knowledge of science and so on. But secondly, cheaters. So therefore, for now, those who put pressure on us, they're wasting their time. And we don't have to worry ourselves about that. What we should concentrate on is to fight corruption among ourselves. These are the real problems, not foreign pressure, because that one has no meaning. But fight corruption among ourselves. Protect our environment, because when we damage our swamps and our lakes and the forests, this is what can hurt us, because it affects our ability to produce, our rain system and so on. Then the other issue that but secondly, our only weakness was bad governance, bad politics, bad ideology. A strong community, but governed with wrong principles. The moment you solve that, you are very strong and unbeatable. Let's concentrate on our own issues: corruption, protect the environment, work with other Africans on regional integration. Nothing will beat us. We shall be able to achieve whatever we want to achieve. I thank you and I wish you good luck.
Clinton Nahabwe, Gntv at 12.
Thank you, Clinton Nahabwe, for that report. And then another news. Today, the Office of the Auditor General presented the annual report to the Auditor General to the Parliament for the financial year ended on 30th June 2023. Every year, the Auditor General's office is mandated to bring the report to the Parliament on matters of accountability on the government entities. We have more.
The Office of the Auditor General presented the annual report of the Auditor General to the Parliament for the financial year ended 30th June 2023.
all the findings in the year. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Every year, Auditor General's Office is mandated to bring report to Parliament on matters of accountability on the government entities.
40%. So, sente zino ziba ziriya engeri gyezikola ki zitakozesebwa bulungi nga tulaba nti GDP egenda mpola okusinziira ku kwewola. Tulaba nti government expenditure, government ekozesa sente nnyo, alina okutuulamu okulaba nti sente zimakinga ne growth n'engeri gyetukulaakulana. Okuva ku ekyo public debt, of course mulimu ebyokuyiga public debt report nene twajjemu just ekyo. Bwe tutuse mu salary emisaala gy'abakozi.
In the most shocking findings was that 106 parishes were not registered for the parish development model, and most of Kampala parishes did not receive their money in spite of the fact that money was released but beneficiaries never received the money.
Trillion emu mu bilioni 5.9 mu bilioni 5.9 zonna zali transferinga SACCOs zali 1,594 sente zali za kukola SACCOs ezo 1,586 SACCOs. Naye twalabye nti parishes zino sente zigenda mu parishes, all parishes 123 zali tali mu budget mwaka ogwa 2022 21-22 zali 122. Mu 22-23 guno gutulimu gwetugotitinze zali 118 zote zali budgeted for parishes, zote zafuna zili budgeted budget. Era nekyo twasanze ekirala nti sente parishes 69 mu gavumenti ez'ebitundu 138 tezafuna sente. N'endala sente bilioni 6 eza SACCOs ziri mu KCCA, SACCOs 62 ziri mu KCCA tebaziwanga sente bilioni 6 tebaziwanga, wadde sente zo zafuluma ziri mu KCCA tebaziwanga. Ekimene ziri 69 zafuluma ziri mu districts endala tebaziwanga sente zaazo, sente wadde zafuluma. Twalabye nti era mu PDM eno parish development waliwo districts 68 abantu 604 ne SACCOs 248 abasaba sente ezo abagenda ku implementinga projects ezitakirizibwa mu parish development model. Twasanze nti zabaddemu ate n'endala abalala 53 nga bali mu PDM 44 zote zaliyo completely. Waliwo okuba nti tezikirizibwa ezo ziziri 604 SACCOs 224 242 babuletinga projects ezitakirizibwa. Then waliwo abalala ate balina ne projects eziri nayo twasanga teziriyo mu PDM.
In the findings, it was also discovered that in past 5 years, Ugandan's debt has been over 100%, yet GDP is at 40%.
The submission of this report marks the beginning of the parliamentary scrutiny, for which I undertake to make sure the timely scrutiny is done. That is under Article 163(5) of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, and this must be done within 6 months. And that's why I had to come along with the leader of opposition, because these reports are for the leader of opposition. He's supposed to check government on what has been done, and I'm very happy with your findings. And I want to request your leader of opposition, and we are going to hand over these reports to you today, and we pray that we receive reports back within the 6 months. Let's not have any backlog, and let's not continue adopting reports which have not been scrutinized. It shows a vote of no confidence, but I believe you're going to make sure that things work out, and that's why you're here. And this meeting is actually you as the head of the opposition, because these are your reports. As you are aware, on the 11th Parliament effectively prevented the accumulation of the backlog, and you remember that there was a motion, the Nandala motion, which was brought in the House.
Other things that were mentioned was Sudil, Atiek and Ruwowa Hospital, which government gave money, but private partners did not contribute to their share.
According to kusinzira ku ndagaano yaffe Atiak, gavumenti erina okubeera mu ne bashareholders mu companies nga bali bataano, tulina kuba ne board members bataano, gavumenti erina okubeerako n'ababiri, naye tulinaku omu yekka tugamba gavumenti kubanga oba toli represented ku board nga bakola decisions ezimu ezo temumanya ki kye bakola, so mulina okubanga gavumenti ebeera balaba ki ekiruka, naye tubadde tulina wadde n'akamu tofa mu gundi twakateekamu 80 billion twakateekamu billion 8 naye ku ezo 65 twaziwa UDC, Uganda Development Corporation, yekwata shares zaffe yaziteekamu yekiikirira gavumenti board ya TIAC, UDC, Uganda Development Corporation, bagiwa sente, naye ku ezo 65 zaali zikyali UDC nga tenaziwaayo, ekyazirina 65 billion 65 tezinaziwaayo. So tulowooza nti ziruddewo. Ekirala twagenda okulaba nti gavumenti yo etaddemu sente zayo 40%, tulinamu ebitundu 40 buli 100 mu Atiak. Gavumenti ffe sente tuzitaddemu zonna ezaffe 80 billion, naye tetulaba sente za oli omutano private investor, tetulaba sente zizataddemu. Gavumenti tuladdemu ezaffe 8 ziweddeyo 40%, naye 60% twazibuuza bazitulage tetwamanya, so tetumanyi sente meka zeyali ataddemu, so tetumanyi whether tusabye gavumenti ekinsura nti mu boodi baba bali mu boodi babeere nga bakifuna ekyo bazituweeza naye tutegeere tuzi auditing, naye tetunaziraba. Bingi nnyo ebisigadde.
Urged the new leader of opposition to address his mind to Rule 14, especially 13, subsection 3, which requires the leader of opposition to hold regular consultations with the leader of government, business, and the speaker.
And I wish you a productive tenure of office as a leader of opposition. You're most welcome, and as government on this side and as leadership of parliament, you're now part of the leadership of parliament. We will work together with you for the good of humanity. We are here to work for humanity, work for our people, and we promise we'll leave this country, we'll leave this parliament better than the way we got. And this house is for intellectual debates, intellectual, not flexing muscles. As leader of opposition, I urge you to build works upon your predecessor, Honorable Mathias. Honorable Mathias, I want to thank you so much. I want to thank you. Honorable Mathias, I want to thank you so much for your service to the people. And I want to urge my son Joel that I'll refer you to Rule 14 and especially Rule 13.3, which requires that the leader of opposition to hold regular consultation with the speaker. The leader of opposition shall hold regular consultation with the Speaker in whatever job he does. And we are open, our offices are open, and we'll be work with you. I want to welcome the Lop to come and give his maiden speech. Lop, you're welcome.
Honorable Joel Sengenyi, who has previously clashed with the Speaker over his modus operandi as the chairman of Parliamentary Committee on Commissions, Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises, will be closely watched to see whether he will take the militant, almost violent approach the opposition politics, because his predecessor, Matthias Mpuga, was accused of playing soft politics by the radical members of National Unity Platform.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and members. Allow me to say Happy New Year to us all. I want to take this opportunity firstly to salute the Right Honorable Matthias Mpuga for his service and for his leadership. He's led us under difficult circumstances, but he managed to remain composed and to lead us through those very difficult times. And so I salute you, sir. I am lucky that we'll continue working together. So there is a lot that I'll be connecting with you and learning from you and the other colleagues for us to be able to do this work. Right Honorable Speaker and members, Rule 14.1 of our Rules of Procedure provides that the principal role of the Leader of the Opposition is to keep the government in check. By God's grace, I will execute that mandate effectively. And my hope is that I will get support from this House, not just my colleagues on this side, but across to do this work. Because you see, keeping the government in check is to the benefit of all of us here and the people that we represent. Because when we are pushing back against things like corruption, when we are ensuring there is service delivery, when we are ensuring that there is value for taxpayers' money, it's not for the good of just the opposition, it's for all of us.
His leadership will be tested when the government starts presenting controversial bills, especially on the land and constitutional amendment.
Regardless of the political party you belong to, when you go to a health center and there's no doctor to attend to you or no medicine, you will suffer. If you're driving on bad roads because either the money has been absquatulated or whatever the case might be, regardless of the political party you belong to, poor service delivery will affect you. So my hope is that I'll get the support of the entire House indeed, in doing this work of keeping the government in check. And so I believe we shall be able to agree on a couple of things in as far as keeping the government in check is concerned. I want to appeal that where we disagree, and indeed, we are going to have numerous opportunities to disagree. I hope that we can disagree respectfully and that there gets to be space to disagree and for divergent views. But otherwise, I look forward to working with everybody to serve the people of Uganda. I thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and members.
Clinton Nahabwe, GNTV, at all.
Thank you, Clinton Nahabwe, for that report. And in more news, the former leader of opposition in Parliament, who is now the Commissioner of Parliament, Honorable Matthias Mpuga Nsamba, has advised Honorable Joel Sengenyi, who is now the new leader of opposition in Parliament, to work hand in hand with other members of Parliament and always seek help where need arises. He has said all this in his farewell speech to Parliament while welcomed as the Commissioner of Parliament. We have
much obliged, Right Honorable Speaker. First of all, a Happy New Year to everyone here. allow me also to join you in initially congratulating General Ali for the recognition, but also pass on my commiserations to him and the family for the great loss. The Honourable Speaker. Thirdly, to congratulate you in successfully hosting the community speakers. I was particularly intrigued, but also had my curiosity aroused by your own opening statement to the conference, especially when you emphasized the importance of the independence of Parliament and emphasizing the doctrine of separation of powers in the way we execute this public duty. I hope everybody heard and that you lead us in asserting our mandate as Parliament right from there onwards. That said, Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, allow me to take this singular honor to initially thank the people of Nyendo Mukungwe who brought me to the fore to be at the service of country and made my party recognize my capabilities and humble abilities to serve as a team leader over the last 2.5 years. Right Honourable Speaker. I remain eternally grateful for being allowed to offer myself for service to this great country. Right Honourable Speaker, I'd like also in the same breath to thank you and the Right Honourable Deputy Speaker for the immense cooperation we have had as leaders in this House to be able to steer the House this far with so many challenges, pitfalls, but with the gusto to carry on even when things look tough sometimes. That's the essence of leadership, Right Honourable Speaker. I thank you so much, and the Deputy Speaker in absence, for what we've been able to do as leaders in this House. Allow me to also thank immensely colleagues across from my side and across the aisle for according me space and the opportunity to speak to them, sometimes in a tough way. And I know that sometimes I've stepped on toes. But I never set out to be personal in any way. I've been at the service of the country. And if anybody felt personally offended, I take this occasion to apologize to whoever felt personally offended by my approach. But I always set out to do the best for the country. Right Honourable Speaker, I felt at this moment that probably you allowed me an extra minute to inform the House that I did not meet the Right Honourable Speaker in Parliament. We met way time back when she was still teaching at MOBS. In fact, at one time, she was seconded by MOBS to teach in my college. So you can easily say I had once signed her paycheck. So we are not meeting in the House as a Speaker, probably for more than 18 years, as somebody had known. At one time, she was blue and we were in the trenches, and I know she has no apologies for formerly being a blue. And along the way, the sun shone upon her hand, she became yellowish, You see, that is the beauty of freedom of choice. And all of us, wherever we are and stand, must respect the choices people make. And when they make choices, those choices must be for the service of common good. That should be well understood in no uncertain terms. I respect the Right Honourable Speaker because she made her choice. And then see where she is. That was her choice, and I respect that choice. My only call to her is to use that choice to serve common good. Secondly, Right Honourable Speaker, with your indulgence, I neither met the Deputy Speaker here. You know, he was my student of politics. He was a young man, and I was a senior in the field. Him and others used to get my tutorage when he was still a blue, and we worked well. When he chose to cross the blue line and became a yellow, that was his choice as an adult. So we shared a lot then, and the two have my immense respect as leaders of the House. I am bringing this out to appeal to every one of us to understand that we occupy this public space for a purpose. And that purpose must not be for the sake of it, but to change the trajectory of this one country called home. And when we are members of parliament, then that space is even more distinct because the call for duty is beyond the ordinary. And we must be here and look at each other from both sides of the aisle as servants of the people. And at all times, we must invite common good to prevail. Right Honourable Speaker, I would like to appeal to the House to afford my successor the same support so that common good is served. The Honourable Joel Senyonyi, young as he is, but is very reasonable, and he deserves our support so that we continue the duty we have started, both as NUP, a very young party, but also as the opposition in our quest to see a better tomorrow for our children and for posterity, so that when history books are written, they will have space to say they met in the House, they were different, they opined differently, but they converged to the center to put forward common good. That should be act in the history of our work. I was only passing on a humble message to my young brother and now leader on how to find space to hug porcupines. They are difficult people, but they are part of life. You cannot change a difficult person, but set boundaries. Communicate effectively that you understood. Don't take it personal. Take care of your good self. Focus on the positive. And be patient. Seek support. It's all over this place. Remember, you're not alone. And where you get space, celebrate your successes. President Speaker, finally, I'm indebted to the technical team we have worked with as the opposition in Parliament. It has technically backstopped us to work better. I hope my successor will take benefit of that too, so that humanity is served while we are in occupation of this humble but not eternal space. I thank you for God and my country.
Thank you.
Clinton Nahabwe, Gntv at all.
Thank you, Clinton Nahabwe, for that report. And in another news, residents in Ruchiga district have thanked the Deputy Managing Director, Finance and Corporate Strategy at National Water and Sewerage Corporation, Dr. Sylvia Anenitwe, for remembering and thinking about them in these cultivative seasons by giving them agricultural tools that will help them in cultivation. We have more.
Dr. Sylvia ehireyo yagira ngo abantu banje barukiga ndende tase yaboma ebase kweyo.
In a campaign launched in this January 2024, Dr. Sylvia Alnitwe, the Deputy Managing Director, Finance and Corporate Strategy at National Water and Sewage Corporation, is spearheading an initiative to uplift household incomes in Ruchiga district through agriculture. The campaign aims to provide agricultural tools to 35,000 households with the distribution of hose and pangas to encourage active participation in farming activities.
Dr. Sylvia lese projects nyingi okuba okulaba nga obulamu bwammwe mu bitundu byammwe mu maka gammwe butereera bulungi musobole okuweerera abaana bammwe musobole okulabirira obulamu.
Maureen Charles Sima, the personal assistant for Dr. Sylvia Alnitwe, highlighted the significance of the initiative, stating that the distribution began in Kasambia sub-county and has since covered Rwamchuchu sub-county, Mpalo Town Council and Buchinga Town Council. The team is currently working its way through Muhanga Town Council, moving from village to village with the goal of completing the distribution by the end of this week, including Kamwezi sub-county.
So we started right from Kashambia and we stayed in Kashambia for about 2 days. Then went to Rwamchuchu and Imparo. So far we are done with Buchinda as well. Today we are covering Muhanga Center. And the project is moving on well. People are so appreciative. They are really saying Dr. Sylvia is where to go, and she thinks about the common person, which we think is going to take us to another level. I want to ask our Ruchiga people to really appreciate this gesture because not so many people have.
Charisima emphasized that the objective is to empower communities and enhance them economic and social well-being through increased involvement in agriculture. She further says that previously, Dr. Sylvia's empowerment initiative included providing planting seedlings, especially coffee seedlings, with the aim of supporting poverty eradication, as coffee is considered as a cash crop.
We came up with a campaign of Pangaho, which was to help our people in Ruchiga improve their household incomes. We want to thank Dr. Sylvia so much because she has been a blessing to Ruchiga people. You know very well that a few months back we gave out coffee seedlings, and so when coffee seedlings came, we believed that the weed is going to come and branches, and so people need tools, for example, hose, pangas, to make these come up well. But again, there was a category of people that were not able to receive coffee due to different reasons. For example, little land, and some were saying they don't have enough land to grow the coffee. Others were saying it came and they were not able to get it in time. So we thought of them that they could use the hoe and the panga to grow other crops.
She noted that during their interaction with the LOC1 chairperson of the villages in the district, it was discovered that the information census dated back in 2024. This realization promoted the campaign organizers to conduct a fresh survey, identifying 35,000 households as beneficiaries of agricultural tools.
First interacted with the LC1s who gave us data, and we realized that they were using that of 2012, and so we decided to move home per home. We counted them ourselves and we got accurate information. Right now, we are looking at about 35,000 households in the entire Ruchiga.
J.D. Biamaka, a beneficiary, and Adrina Nyetulize, the woman councillor for Highland Ward in Mahanga Town Council, expressed gratitude for the timely donation of hose and pangas, particularly as the cultivation season approaches. They believe that these tools will significantly aid the garden preparation and contribute to the increased agricultural productivity.
We really appreciate what this Madam Dr. Sylvia, what she has done for us. Really, it is very good for giving us this soil and this panga, which is going to help us during this season, whereby we are cultivating this sorghum. Okay, so really, it is going to help us.
ejifuka abakazi bona n'abakikuru bona n'abashemererwa ejifuka emyaka eramara emyaka mingi turagikozesa ngene abantu bina amashemererwa Sylvia amazima wo turamuhagira kandi turi nawe we atahurira tinira abuko abantu bashemererwa ejini season yo kwinga kandi yishira mu bwire ubu twaturamwendera.
Residents who have benefited from the program expressed their appreciation for Dr. Sylvia Atwine's gesture, acknowledging her commitment to uplift community, especially during crucial farming seasons.
twashemererwa biraza kutuyamba turaza kuhinga kare tweze tunge ntasa omumaka gitu n'ebyaro byitu twariza hamwe ngene Dr. Yebare yatworere tw'abaturage tw'ababitwera
ehure turimwe je mukwiseni mukora mbwene nibo yo yenyine nda kwimusomo kazi ekintu cyo mushisha nambwe baza kwinga n'ugusha baza kwashika nabyo nabwe abakari benda kore ntunguka mbwe kandi umuntu twenda kumwana nda kuburya jejeje omuhima tumuri.
It's worth noting that Dr. Sylvia Atwine, the Deputy Managing Director, Finance and Corporate Strategy at National Water and Sewage Corporation, has been actively involved in uplifting household incomes through strategic investment in agriculture. In September last year, she flagged off the distribution of approximately 5 million coffee seedlings across the entire Ruchiga district. For Gntv at 12, Clinton Nawe in Ruchiga district.
Thank you, Clinton Nawe, for that report. And our dear viewers of Gntv, that's all we had for today. I'm ALLIAN ATUBANDIIZE, Gntv at 12, and up next is a lunch-hour service here at King of Kings Church here in Kamkuzi. Please come and attend. Have a blessed afternoon.